Onto the Fairview Poly. Let's take a look at the first, which is an open plate, a maiden plate that is. It's over 1,200 meters. And in this particular event, whilst we're doing the show relatively early on the Wednesday, just watch all of your card changes and card scratchings and all that you need to do. There'll be 11 of them that line up. It also means that it's time for bipots, so we need to get the bipots on. Don't forget about that. And the first race is a 7 to 10 shot that I'm sure the boys are going to be bankering. Well, I'm going to ask them now. Enchanted Sky is the current favourite. It's at 7 to 10 that Gavin Smith and Louis Mkotwa team up for. Now, the form at this point in time is very quiet because nothing has really come from there and run. And so it's hard to tell, but I guess the company in which Enchanted Sky takes on, Darren Burrows, who's on the line, will be able to tell us if it's weak enough and Enchanted Sky is good enough.
Clyde, this will win. I'm pretty confident she'll get it right this time around. Her local debut in mixed company was a good effort in an 18-horse field. And on her best Cape Town form, like that fourth behind Red Moon Rising, Rainbow Lorikeet, definitely too strong for this type of field. So I'll be disappointed if she doesn't win.
Okay, Daryl, let's talk about Captivate. Is that the only danger clear from Fourie, or is there something else?
Well, on paper, she's held. She's only 2.5 kilograms better off with the favourite, Enchanted Sky. And I don't believe that's enough for her to reverse the form.
No.
So I'm in Darren's camp. If this favourite loses, I think we're on the back foot early, because I really expect her to win quite convincingly.
Yeah, there's 7-8 lengths separating, as you say, Enchanted Sky and Captivate over here. So there you go. That's pretty much from the boys in terms of what they like in the first race. We need to get bipods on now, guys. So there's a look at the bipod. We'll leave that up for you just to mark up or scan away, and you can get hopefully some money on this Friday afternoon. All right, back with our second race. It's a maiden again, open maiden that is, with conditions applied, and it's a 2,200 meter race. Some will look at the bottom weights. Some will obviously believe maybe the top weights are good enough. From a market perspective, at the end of the day, the Mitchley stable are dominating with number 7, Maldano, who's top of the boards Wednesday at 22 to 10, and the 5 Military Man is the second choice, and that's priced up at 33 to 10. So those are the two. Then it's 4 to 1 bar those. Daryl Muziyeni's riding the one for the Mitchley Yard. Richard Founie's riding the other. Will they dominate?
I hope so, Clyde, because those are the two I'm focused on. Maldano is an interesting horse in that his weights were published before his last race, and he actually achieved the 69 when he ran second. So he comes into this race 5 pounds well in of his current mark. So he should actually be carrying 2.5 kilograms more. In saying that, I haven't bankered him, Clyde, because he still has to show us that he gets the trip. That's my concern. If I knew he was certain to get the 2200, I'd go into this race with a lot of confidence. Or if this race was over a mile, I'd make him close to a penalty kick. But I think his stable companion, the one Richard Fourie is riding, excuse me, Clyde, Military Man, has shown that he gets the distance. So he's the natural backup. And it's quite interesting that Kelly Mitchley's agreed for Richard to ride him plus 1.5. Yeah, so he meets Wolf Ram, 3 kilograms bit off. So I really expect him to reverse that form. For me, numbers 5 and 7.
Okay. You've summed it up perfectly. 5 and 7, thanks, Daryl. This is a place accumulator. We'll have a look at what the gentlemen have worked out. Darren Burrows has worked out a PA for you. And is it Daryl maybe? Daryl's your PA, is it?
Yeah, but you haven't asked Darren his opinion.
Oh, I haven't asked Darren. I forgot about you. How could I forget you, Darren Burrows? Sorry, man. What's going on? What do you like?
Clyde, I like Maldano because he was staying on really nicely at the finish over a mile, and I think he should get the trip. So with 52 kilos, Maldano the horse to beat. And I made the only danger Military Man as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So both guys are on those horses from the Mitchley Yard. It is a place accumulator. There are the numbers. Yeah, let's get them up and running. Back with us now. Let's have a look at the third race on the card. Time to see what the story here. There's an even money shot for Sharon Kotzen and Louis Mkotswe here, number 1, And We Danced, who is the even money favourite. And looks on paper as the horse to beat. I mean, this horse has had fairly solid form to date at the end of the day. Her last start was over the mile. From there were a couple of runners. Nothing's really won yet. There's only been a handful of runners at this point in time, but the Gallic Tribe, Port Louis, Prince of Fire, those horses are fairly decent, Daryl. So this horse good enough to win?
Absolutely, Clyde. This is a conditions plate, and she comes up trumps on the best weight column. She's been racing against the best in the province, and she's been holding her form consistently, far from disgraced, and she's very competitive, Clyde. I didn't bank her in the bipot. I backed her up with Easy Living. You can see Easy Living comes into this event second best weighted. Only half a pound out at the weights. In saying that, Easy Living's earned a rating over shorter. But when Musi was on her back in her penultimate start, when she got up to beat Ardita, Musi rode it differently on that occasion. He produced her late. I'm saying if the favourite fluffs her lines, because of the fact that she's in receipt of 7.5 kilograms, she could be the one to trouble the favourite the most. So I do fancy And We Dance as the likely winner. I have healthy respect for number 4, Easy Living.
Okay, well, the question is, will Easy Living go the mile? Darren Burrows, what do you think? And We Danced on its own, or you need backup?
I've gone And We Danced and Chronicles of Narnia, Clyde. I thought And We Danced, she is the class in the race. She can carry the weight. She'll go close. But Chronicles of Narnia, I've always believed this filly was a miler. And that second behind Luna Halo was a cracking effort. Last time out, she beat Easy Living, giving her weight. And she's better off at the weights this time around. So I thought Chronicles of Narnia, Tara Lang is having winners recently. I made her the danger to And We Danced.
Okay, fair enough. We've got a pick 6, our third race on the card, an exotic that starts up with the race number 3. And if you're not sure what time the race will be, well, it'll be at the top of the hour, 2 o'clock. So mark it up. Let's get it on. Back with us for race 4 now. Time to get some jackpots on. Yeah, they bet 7-2 the field. Not an easy race. The Kotzen stable does top of the boards it is, with number 1 Red William, and the stable is firing at the moment in all provinces. Number 6 Dawn of a New Era is the second choice, priced up at 5-1, and number 2, who is Sequoia, who is priced up at 6-1. So they are betting 7-1 and better the others. Got a shrewdy here, Mr. Marie?
No, not necessarily, Clyde. I put 5 horses in the PA. And I didn't include Red William.
Oi.
Yeah,
Chad Little won't be happy with you.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, I'll tell you what, Clyde. I don't think he's a miler on the poly. I think the surface is going to be too quick for him. That's just my opinion on the poly mile. He's got a maximum penalty for his latest victory, 8 pounds, extra 4 kilograms, wide draw. So I think he's vulnerable, and I'm playing to beat him.
Okay.
Can I see him winning? Absolutely. He's on the upgrade. I went all of numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. I don't know, Clyde. A nightmare of a race. Sequoia looks like he's had a nice prep going into this. Lots in his favour. Daza, Will Strip Fitter. I actually like him on the poly, this horse. Yeah, don't know what to make of it, Clyde.
Okay, well, let's ask Darren. Darren, Peace in Our World represents Sequoia.
Yeah, no, he represents. Oh, yes, last time out he ran second.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. But I like Sequoia because he's having his third run for the stable and he's reaching peak fitness. He's got the one draw. Stable's well, should run there. Daza enjoys the poly. I think he'll be thereabouts. Dawn of a New Era got a chance. Jaspero and a couple of others. So I thought a very tricky race. I played the field.
Okay, field. It's a field event race 4. Not easy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave it in your hands, but there's some sort of guide. Race 5, a handicap over 1,200 metres. They'll go around the turn, obviously on the poly. And nice field. 10 of them are going to the gate. Market's recommending an early market, 33 to 10, about number 10, Tuscan Gold. And Sharon Cotson's got the 4, Transact. Daryl, I guess we've got to ask the question, since those are the 2 top of the boards, will those 2 be enough or not?
I like the look of Cool Winter, Clyde. Now, this horse says when he first arrived in the province, he disappointed. He didn't even have his act together. But last time out, he won. Excuse me, Clyde. He won with a bit in hand. And I think now that his confidence is up, he could certainly go back to back. You know, we heard in that post-race interview that Richard got off him when he ran behind the Dead Eaters in his penultimate start. And he said to Mr. Greef, I'll win on him next time out. And he must have got a good feel. So I think he's in with a chance over here. Tuscan Gold. I thought that was an encouraging local debut because not much went his way in the actual race itself. 1,200, I've got my reservations over, but he's got the 1 draw and he's got a low mass to shoulder. So I like him. I'll give him a chance. Transact. Have a look at his penultimate starts of the course in distance behind Clifftop. If he reproduces that effort, I think he's a player over here. But I'm in the favour of Cool Winter. From what I saw in his latest 2 starts, I think he's finally found his feet in the province.
Yeah, maybe that is the case. That Cool Winter has found his confidence again and could, as a result of that, win again. Would you agree with that, Mr. Burrows?
Well, Clyde, I actually slipped up here because I thought it was a 1,000-meter race, and I was studying the form, and I thought Tuscan Gold, 1,000-meter specialist, 1 draw, travelled 4 deep around the bend last time out, costing him the race. And then I saw it was 1,200, so I don't know what to make now because his best form is over 1,000. So it makes the race more tricky.
Yeah, it certainly does make the race more tricky. As you've picked up, it's at 1,200 now, and in that case, here's some sort of guidance as to what to do with race number 5. It is a second jackpot opportunity for those of you who would like to consider one. Right, the 6th race on the card. Let's have a look at this handicap. It's over 1,200 metres. The 6th race on the card. From a market perspective, just to get an idea as to what's been going on, it's 28 to 10. Alan Greef's horse Coastal Path. Richard Fourie is riding that. The Jean Nel stable, Notorix, is priced up at second choice at 4 to 1. And then you've got the 10, Timbavati River, at 9 to 2. Personally, Darren, I'm not a fan of the race. What do you like?
I thought Timbavati River, the horse to beat. You know, he went to PE, handles the poly very well. He's won 2 of his last 4 starts, 2 seconds. He's really going to run a cracking race here from a good draw. Now, Notorix, this my friends Dan Peterson and Warren Texera bought into this horse recently, and he won a good race for them last time out by 2.5 lengths. He got a 6-point penalty, but he's drawn well, and I made him the immediate danger.
Okay, well, at least Coastal Path has come from there and won, so the form's not too bad. Daryl, how do you see the race?
Yeah, I thought Notrix won with a bit in hand last time out, so I could certainly see him following up on that victory, Clyde. Bit of a tracking trip specialist, got a neat draw. Will be great to see Devon Ashby back in the winner's enclosure again. Cruisador.
Yes.
Showed some signs of life in his later start. I think he's 3 kilograms better off with Timbavati River. Fuller Sunday's riding out of his skin currently. 1 draw. This horse isn't one to rely on. I mean, it's been just on 800 days that he hasn't visited the winner's enclosure. But let me say this, Clyde, he is capable. And I think he showed a bit more pace than usual last time out. So if he can get into contention early from their 1 stall gate, I think he is a player. And I also like the look of Timbavati River. This horse has really found his straps in the new province, and for his new yard, he's in cracking form, and he's progressing lovely. So, healthy respect for him.
So also Ocean Time might have a bit of a
Yes.
chance. It's a second run for the stable, eh?
Yeah, there is some equipment changes, and I think that could do the trick with him, Clyde. Let me just pull them
Yeah,
up.
that's 20-1. I like a bit of that, Ocean
Um,
Time.
I'll tell you, if I'm not mistaken, the blinkers get removed and the tongue tie gets fitted. Yes.
Blinkers get removed and tongue tie fitted.
Have a
That
look.
all helps,
Is that
doesn't it?
gonna affect your?
Yes, yes, it helps. It helps. But there's 20-1 on offer. I just thought, in this field, maybe a bit of a nibble.
Yeah, you can see, Clyde. They obviously thought highly of him as a juvenile. I mean, he ran behind Thunderstruck, Cousin Casey. He was, yeah, his ratings come down nicely. Let's see how he goes.
All right. We've still got races 6, 7, and 8. We can put that up for you now to have a look at what you want to do for the rest of the day out here at Fairview. Thank you so much for watching Betway's Weighted to Win as we march into the Betway Summer Cup.